What? Are you talking about those cuss words and offensive language? Come on, this is Toastmasters. All members are graceful and elegant. You deliver decent and uplifting speeches. But wait, before I'm kicked out of the class, let me ask you a single question. Have you never used any swear word in your life? How about last year? Last month?
Today.
See? We are all birds of same feather. Some of today's most popular swear words have been around for more than 1,000 years. One statistic shows that 72% of American men and 58% of women admit to swearing in public. Many toddlers, not yet old enough to learn their ABCs, are so exposed to swearing that they use a bad language themselves. So why can't we eliminate the swear word? German philosopher Hegel says, whatever is reasonable is true, and whatever is true is reasonable. Let's take a look. First of all, swear words are often used to express a strong emotion in order to relieve pain. Because words are considered to be the extreme in our language, and we cannot go beyond that. Therefore, we use them to complain in difficult situations. Like if you accidentally drop your smartphone in the toilet, what would you do? Do you think, oh my gosh, it help you to express your anger and frustration? At this moment, nothing can be better than yelling a four-letter word. A recent experiment led by a psychologist, Richard Stevens, shows that people who repeat a swear word can keep their hand immersed in extremely cold water 40 seconds longer if they say a neutral word. So next time, when you're in problem and have difficulties, just go ahead, let it out. It will make you feel much better. Like when you're going for a polar bear flight. Secondly, a loud swearing can prevent more serious damage. Swearing enables us to get back people or situations without having to resort to violence. Instead, punching someone in the face, or even worse, we channel and disarm our anger by swearing. The author of A Brief History of Swearing, Melissa Moore, says, take away swear word, and we're left with fists and guns. On the other hand, swearing can also serve as a warning sign, a bit like animals growl. Watch out, stop it. Thirdly, swear words can be used to express the solidarity, trust, and intimacy with other people. We aren't meant to unleash the words of our swearing on people we don't know. It's unprofessional and not for public consumption. But swearing around people in intimate contact may actually bring you closer together, as it displays the level of comfort and the breaking down of barriers. And it indicates that we're willing to take a social risk of saying something potentially offensive. When we say swear like a sailor or swear like a trooper, what we may know is those people swear a lot. But what we don't know is swearing can be an aid for better social bonding in specific working environments. For example, when co-workers are talking behind their boss's back, one could say, "The boss today is such a jerk. I would kick his." So should we swear all the time in order to take advantage of this benefit? Definitely not. When the soil is in the garden, it benefits the plant. But when it sticks on your shirt, you call it dirt. Similarly, if you dare to swear in front of your grandma, you will get your hand slapped for sure. Moreover, we should appreciate those courts and media for criticizing celebrities for their public swearing. Even parents who punish their children for using the bad language. Because when there's no criticism, swearing will also lost its strength. This makes me think of the rapper Bally, who performed in Toronto for Canada's 150th celebration. His performance was laced with profanity and adult-only content. Critics came down hard on him, and the city of Toronto publicly apologized for this inappropriate content. Swear words are universal, and they fulfill a human need, whether you like it or not. One thing you cannot deny is that the power of swearing will never die.
Thank you very much, Stephen. We will now have 1 minute for the evaluations.
I always like to evaluate speeches, especially ones that are done by someone like Stephen. He has such great humor, and yet he's really smart. And so whenever we have a speech from him, I feel like I'm going to learn something, but I'm going to be extremely entertained while that is going on. And tonight was no different. And if I could have thought of all of the topics that could have been chosen for research speech and provide visual aids to it, as he did, I wouldn't have chosen this one. Yet, it was like the perfect choice for him. He managed to have visual aids up here that were completely appropriate to the speech, and they were funny, and some of them are still in my mind, and I can actually relate them to the point that he was making. And that means the visual aids worked beautifully. I think the only thing I would recommend for this speech was how the screen was blank quite often. And I think that maybe it would have been way more effective, just in my personal opinion, to have that screenshot, the picture up there, the little boy jumping in the, or the person jumping in the polar bear swim. That could have stayed up to the next slide came up, pardon me. The next slide came up. I think it would have been more effective than a blank screen, because I kept seeing the blank screen rather than remembering what was on it before. So that would be my only sort of thing to point out in that regard. What I also appreciate about Stephen is the clear pronunciation of every single word. And that is super appreciated. He spoke loud enough that everyone in the room could hear him. He didn't turn his head too far to the left or the right so that we all could hear him. There was no point where I was wondering, what did he say? I caught every single word, and I really appreciate that. He definitely showed an erudite relationship to the Tough to work that one in, I'll tell you. But Stephen has shown us with his complete dedication to a subject that when he puts it into a speech, doesn't matter which one it is, he will find a way to make it work in the context. And I really appreciated the power of swearing. And I myself have used swear words very often in my life. I try not to do it in public, but I learned a lot tonight, and I thought the ending was very good. One thing I would have loved too is the power of swearing, to tie that in at the very, very end as well. Instead of the ending how it was, it could have been, so that is the power of swearing, ladies and gentlemen. Tie the beginning to the end just a bit stronger. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will definitely think twice before I swear again.